5. Stoic lessons to stay calm in chaos. Stoic bloom. What if calmness isn't something you find, but something you practice, especially when the world around you spins out of control? What if the reason you keep losing your peace isn't because life is chaotic, but because no one ever showed you how to respond to chaos like a Stoic? In this video, we'll explore 5 timeless Stoic lessons that will help you stay centered, clear, and calm, no matter what life throws at you. Because true strength is not in avoiding the storm, but in walking through it without letting it enter your soul. Part 1. Focus only on what you can control. Imagine standing in a storm. The wind howls, the rain lashes. But your focus? It's not on controlling the weather, it's on keeping your footing. That's Stoicism in action. The first lesson is deceptively simple. Focus only on what you can control, but in practice, it's revolutionary. Epictetus taught, some things are up to us and some things are not. Most people live backwards. They try to control outcomes, other people even the future. Meanwhile, they neglect the one thing that's fully theirs, their response. You can't control traffic, but you can control your patience. You can't control someone's mood, but you can control whether you absorb it. You can't control the market, the weather, or your boss's tone, but you can always control how you interpret and act on what happens. This shift from external control to internal focus is where your peace lives. It's also where your power multiplies. Every time you mentally release what's outside your sphere of influence, you reclaim energy. You stop trying to fix the ocean and start learning how to sail. You're no longer a victim of circumstances, but a captain of response. And here's the real beauty. When you stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable, you start creating real change within the one realm that truly matters, yourself. If that shift just sparks something in you, like realizing you've been trying to train the wind instead of adjusting your sails, subscribe to this channel. Share this with a friend who stress eats news headlines, or drop a comment telling us what you finally decided to stop trying to control. Because here we don't react louder, we respond smarter. Stoic bloom, master what's yours, release what's not. Part 2. Practice the art of negative visualization. What if the secret to peace wasn't in avoiding bad outcomes, but in mentally preparing for them? At first, this idea feels backward. Why would anyone intentionally imagine worst-case scenarios? Isn't that just inviting anxiety? But to the Stoics, this practice, known as premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, was a foundational discipline. Not because they were pessimists, but because they were realists. They understood that fear is born not from reality itself, but from being unprepared for it. Seneca wrote, "He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand." When you visualize what could go wrong, you strip it of its surprise. You replace panic with preparation. Let's say you're about to give an important presentation. Instead of only imagining applause, ask yourself, what if the projector fails? What if someone interrupts? What if I forget my words? By facing these shadows in your mind first, you rob them of their ability to shock you later. Your mind becomes a battlefield you have already walked. This practice doesn't make you fearful, it makes you fearless, because it shows you that even in the face of discomfort, you still endure. And once you've accepted the possibility of loss, failure, or change, you stop being owned by the fear of those things. Negative visualization trains you not to dwell on the worst, but to walk through it with your eyes open, shoulders steady, and spirit intact. Stoic bloom, expect the storm, walk prepared, fear nothing. Part 3. Embrace the present moment. The present moment, it's the only place where life actually happens. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right here, right now, and yet our minds are expert time travelers. We replay past mistakes like old songs stuck on repeat. We fast forward to the future, worrying about things that haven't and may never happen. Meanwhile, the present sits quietly, ignored. But Marcus Aurelius reminded us, confine yourself to the present. Why? Because the present is the only slice of time where you have control, agency, and clarity. Everything else is just mental noise in disguise. Think about it. Anxiety often lives in the future. What if I fail? What if it goes wrong? Regret lives in the past. I should have done that differently. But peace only lives in the now. To embrace the present moment isn't just about mindfulness. It's about power. When you're fully here, you stop reacting out of fear and start responding with purpose. You're not carried away by what was or paralyzed by what might be. You're grounded. So how do you practice this? Start small. When washing dishes, just wash the dishes. Feel the water. Hear the sound. When in conversation, listen, not to reply but to understand. When overwhelmed, pause and ask, where are my feet? Your body is always in the present, even if your mind forgets to follow. Every present moment is a chance to return home to yourself. Don't miss it chasing ghosts or mirages. If you're still with me, here right now, maybe it's time to stay a little longer. Subscribe for weekly reminders that peace isn't somewhere out there. It's right here, if we can just stay. Share this with someone who's always in a rush to be anywhere but here. Or even a comment telling us one moment today where you actually felt present. Stoic Bloom. The present is where your power lives. Arrive fully. Part 4. Cultivate inner virtue, not external approval. We live in a world built on ratings, likes, followers, applause. Everything seems to whisper the same message. Be seen, be praised, be validated. But the Stoics spoke a different language. They didn't chase approval, they pursued virtue. Not because it was fashionable, but because it was unchangeable. Seneca wrote it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. And craving approval, that's the most exhausting poverty of all. It places your peace in the hands of others. It makes your self-worth a scoreboard you don't control. True calm comes from living in alignment with your values, even when no one is watching. Especially then. To cultivate virtue is to prioritize character over charisma, integrity over image. It means choosing what is right over what is popular, what is honest over what is applauded. And this path isn't always glamorous, but it is always solid. It doesn't sway with opinions or crumble under scrutiny. It just is. Next time you feel that pull to explain yourself, to win someone's favor, to chase approval, pause. Ask yourself, am I living from principle or from performance? If your answer is virtue, you've already won, even if no one claps. Because Stoicism doesn't measure success by recognition. It measures it by resonance, with your conscience, with reason, with truth. Stoic Bloom. Live by values, not applause. The echo of virtue is enough. Part 5. Accept what is outside your control. You planned everything. You were prepared, disciplined, focused. And then life showed up. A delay, a disappointment, a detour. Suddenly, you're face to face with the oldest truth the Stoics ever taught. You're not in control of everything, and you never were. At first, this feels like loss, like surrender. But what if it's not weakness, but wisdom? Epictetus put it plainly, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. The Stoics didn't teach resignation. They taught intelligent acceptance, a kind of calm that comes not from giving up, but from giving in to what simply is. Think of it this way. Trying to control the uncontrollable is like trying to stop the ocean with your hands. You exhaust yourself, you drown in resistance. But once you accept the tide, you can swim with it or even use it to go further than before. Acceptance doesn't mean inaction. It means clarity. It means recognizing where your effort ends and where surrender must begin. It's choosing to invest your energy in response, not reaction. When you stop fighting reality, you free yourself to respond wisely within it. So the next time something unfolds beyond your reach, pause, breathe, ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, don't wrestle, redirect. Because calm isn't found in controlling the world. It's found in mastering your place within it. If that reminder helped untangle even one knot of frustration in your chest, consider passing it on. Subscribe for weekly wisdom that helps you let go without giving up. Share this with someone who's still trying to rearrange the clouds, or drop a comment telling us one thing you have finally accepted in the peace that followed. Stoic bloom, release the rest. Yourself. Conclusion. Choose calm, choose mastery. In a restless world obsessed with control, speed, and validation, calm is not a passive state. It's a practice skill, a choice, a discipline. Through these 5 Stoic lessons, we've explored the art of letting go, of outcomes, of fear, of ego, and returning to what truly belongs to us, our thoughts, our actions, our moral clarity. You've learned that peace isn't found by controlling everything around you, but by mastering how you respond within. Stoicism doesn't offer comfort, it offers courage. The courage to face discomfort with stillness. The courage to accept what you cannot change and change what you must, yourself. If these lessons helped you find even one moment of clarity, if they reminded you of your own inner strength, then I invite you to go further with us. Subscribe to Stoic Bloom and become part of a community that doesn't just consume wisdom, but lives it. Share this video with someone who's walking through chaos and needs a lantern. Leave a comment if one principle today helped you breathe a little deeper, respond a little wiser, or release something you were never meant to carry. And yes, like this video, not for our ego, but so more minds like yours can find their calm in the storm. Stoic Bloom, calm is a decision. Make it daily.